Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive, fascinating shift that's happening literally right now in the global economy. We're going to see exactly how smart, adaptable folks are quietly building wealth and stacking multiple income streams in what's frankly become a pretty dangerous new economy. The financial world is changing way faster than most people realize. Inflation is biting hard, job security is kind of plummeting, and honestly, the rules of the game have been completely rewritten. But hey, don't worry. By the end of this explainer, I'm going to lay out the exact 7 income streams that everyday people are using right now to insulate themselves and build real, lasting financial freedom. So let's just dive right into it.
So, for decades, that old formula was the absolute gold standard. We all know it by heart, right? Go to school, land a good job, keep your head down for 40 years, and then coast into a comfortable retirement on a pension or a modest 401k. But the high-pressure reality of 2026 tells a totally different story. We're seeing this unprecedented economic squeeze. I mean, just think about the average home price today compared to the median salary. That gap is literally wider than it's been in generations. When you combine that soaring inflation with exploding housing costs and, of course, AI rapidly transforming the job market, that old 40-year plan is basically falling apart at the seams. The harsh truth here? Relying on just one single paycheck is no longer enough to keep you secure. Because if that one single point of failure collapses, your whole financial life is on the line.
But wait, this disruption isn't just all doom and gloom. It is a story of massive, massive opportunity. So the really crucial question we need to answer today is, how are ordinary people actually adapting to this? Well, instead of panicking, millions of Americans are stepping up. They're actively learning structured solutions to not just survive this shuffle, but absolutely thrive in it. The economy might be completely reshuffling the deck right now, but individuals actually have access to better cards than ever before in human history. You just got to know how to play them.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for the explainer today. We're going to start off by looking at the broken financial system and then move right into the AI and remote advantage. After that, we'll explore the scalable creator economy, follow it up with systems for passive income, and finally, we're going to tie the whole shebang together with the 2026 wealth formula.
All right, Section 1, the broken financial system. Let's get into it.
The core message here is absolutely undeniable. One paycheck is just no longer enough. The middle class is under this immense, unprecedented pressure right now. Just picture a family bringing in what used to be a total dream salary, say $100,000 a year. Today, in a lot of major cities, after taxes, crazy rent or mortgage payments, groceries, and childcare, that family is practically living paycheck to paycheck. There is literally zero margin for error. But here's the flip side. While a lot of people are really struggling with this reality, this exact disruption is creating unbelievable wealth-building opportunities for those who are willing to pivot. It kind of forces us to ask, well, if the front door is locked and bolted, where are the side doors?
Which brings us to Section 2, the AI and remote advantage.
And here we have income stream number 1, AI-powered services. Look, back in the day, offering things like custom content writing, graphic design, video editing, or website building meant you had to hire a full-blown agency. You needed pricey software, an office lease, and a massive payroll. But today, artificial intelligence empowers one single person to do the work of a whole team in an absolute fraction of the time. Just imagine a solo freelancer cranking out a whole month's worth of marketing copy, designing the graphics, and building a fully custom website over one single weekend. I know it sounds completely absurd, but it's happening every single day. And here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. AI isn't necessarily replacing freelancers. No, it's replacing the workers who refuse to adapt to these new tools. By leveraging AI, you effectively become a one-person powerhouse.
Building directly off that incredible tech is income stream number 2, high-income remote skills. Remote work completely flipped the economy on its head because modern companies suddenly care way more about your actual output than your physical zip code. They are absolutely desperate for folks who understand cybersecurity, AI operations, and automation systems. Think about it. Why tie yourself to one local boss who dictates your schedule and caps your salary when the internet lets you juggle 5 high-paying clients across 3 different continents? Skilled remote workers aren't chained to a local employer anymore. They operate like autonomous B2B consultants, essentially running multiple, super lucrative income sources simultaneously, right from their laptops, from literally anywhere on the planet.
I love this quote because it perfectly captures the David versus Goliath business boom we're living through right now. We're seeing these tiny startups, sometimes literally just a solo founder armed with good Wi-Fi and a stack of AI systems, competing head-to-head with giant traditional corporations that have massive boardrooms and dozens of employees. It's almost comical, honestly. A clever person sitting in their basement can outmaneuver a lumbering 50-person agency simply because they don't have all that heavy overhead or bureaucratic friction slowing them down. The elite tools that were once locked away exclusively for massive companies, they're now just sitting quietly on your desktop, ready to go.
All right, moving on to Section 3, the scalable creator economy.
So this introduces income stream number 3, digital products. In our modern digital economy, knowledge itself has become a highly scalable business. Everyday people are packaging what they know into online courses, templates, ebooks, you name it. And it definitely doesn't have to be some complex software either. Take this surprisingly mundane example, a custom spreadsheet template built just to help gig workers track their taxes. The creator made it once on a lazy Saturday afternoon, threw it online for $20, and has now sold it 50,000 times. No way, right? That is $1 million business built entirely on a digital file that costs absolutely nothing to duplicate, manufacture, or ship. Information has literally become the ultimate product. The sheer power of this digital product model really comes down to that incredible feeling of decoupled time. Here's how it works. Step 1, you create the asset once. Step 2, you automate the delivery system using super simple, dirt-cheap software. And step 3, you sell it thousands of times over. Unlike a traditional job where you're just punching a clock, your income here is completely divorced from the actual hours you're putting in. It's that profound, life-changing magic of waking up, checking your phone, and realizing you just made $500 while you were literally fast asleep. It just fundamentally changes your entire relationship with time and money.
And that flows perfectly into income stream number 4, media and ad revenue. YouTube channels, podcasts, newsletters. These platforms are generating millions in ad revenue, sponsorships, and paid memberships. And here's a totally wild, surprising fact for you. Some of the absolute highest earning creators today, they never even show their faces. We're talking about these massive, faceless channels. People are building wildly successful finance, history, or documentary channels using simple voiceover narration, some stock footage, and just clever editing. They don't buy fancy ring lights, they never get camera ready, yet their single, super engaged audience can spin up 3 or 4 distinct streams of income. It's brilliant.
Okay, let's shift gears to Section 4, Systems for Passive Income.
Getting back to the traditional wealth builders, we have income stream number 5, dividend investing. Look, wealthy families, we're talking the Rockefellers or the Vanderbilts, they've understood the absolute superpower of compound interest and dividends for over a century. Dividend investing is just brilliant because it lets you earn recurring money simply by owning a tiny slice of a highly profitable company. Every few months, that business takes a chunk of its real-world profits and drops it directly into your account. You aren't managing any employees, you aren't out there stocking shelves, you literally just hold the asset. Over years and decades, as you reinvest those dividends, you slowly but surely build true financial independence without ever having to sell off your core investment.
But hey, dividends are just one type of system. Smart investors are snapping up both physical and digital cash flow assets, which brings us to our final 2 streams. Income stream number 6 is physical rentals, think traditional real estate or even equipment leasing. And income stream number 7, automated micro businesses. A perfect example of this is vending machines or automated laundromats. I know, it sounds totally unglamorous, right? But a well-placed vending machine route can generate thousands of dollars a month in pure, systematic profit with maybe just a few hours of restocking required each week. So whether the asset is a fancy digital platform or a literal snack machine, the underlying goal is exactly the same. Build reliable systems that make sure your money keeps growing and flowing into your bank accounts on autopilot.
This fundamental shift changes absolutely everything about how we look at a career. On one side of the coin, you have the traditional, frankly exhausting method of trading your finite, super precious time for a heavily taxed salary. You stop working, the money completely stops flowing. But on the other side, you are actively building assets that work independently of you. These systems don't get tired, they never ask for a vacation, and they scale exponentially. In the modern 2026 economy, asset ownership and automated systems matter so much more than whatever your hourly wage happens to be. Finally, let's pull it all together in Section 5, the 2026 Wealth Formula. If you only take one single concept away from this explainer today, please let it be this. The old economy rewarded stability, for sure, but the new economy strictly rewards adaptability. To survive and thrive right now, you absolutely need to diversify. By building across the 7 streams we just broke down, AI-powered services, high-income remote consulting, digital products, media revenue, dividend investing, physical rentals, and automated microbusinesses, you are essentially building an absolute fortress around your finances. This interconnected web of income is quite frankly the strongest protection you could ever possibly have against inflation, sudden corporate layoffs, and all this ongoing economic uncertainty.
I think this quote perfectly hits the nail on the head regarding the mindset we need today. Financial freedom may belong to the people who learn fastest, not the people who work the longest. We've all been heavily programmed to believe that brutal, grinding hard work is the one and only path to success. But guys, in a world that's driven by AI and incredibly scalable digital systems, rapid, continuous learning is the new currency. The faster you can wrap your head around a new tool and apply it to build a new asset, the faster you secure your own freedom.
So as we wrap up our analysis today, I really want to leave you with this final provocative thought to mull over. Which of these 7 income streams are you going to start building this weekend, before the 2026 economy leaves you behind? Are you going to master AI-powered services? Maybe craft a scalable digital product? Or perhaps go out and buy your very first automated cash flow asset? Take some time to think deeply about how you can start adapting your own unique skills today to finally decouple your time from your earning potential. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. And hey, keep learning.